back every Monday through Friday, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. It's your boy JF Cake, man, and I am back with some more reviews and recaps about the Heat. Listen, I love the pickup of Kevin Love and Cody Zeller. I think the addition of those two brings a high difference that we were looking for. I mean, if you understand what we were dealing with, we had Dwayne Dedmon not really doing his thing. I think he's pretty injured with that plantar fasciitis. I'm not sure if that's what it is, but it may seem like that. And I understand it's very hard to play on. And also Omer Yurtseven, we have not seen him for a while. He's also been injured. So what happens with the Heat when we're suffering like that? The whole team suffers, and we're really having Bam play the big man at 6'9", 6'10" with shoes on. But, you know, it's good to see those two guys in here, and it's already making a difference right now, as you can see. Just before we get to the last game that we played, I'm going to go ahead and review the last couple games since Kevin Love has been here. The first one is against the Bucks. We did lose that one pretty bad, 128 to 103. And then we did lose to Charlotte Hornets 108 to 99. But let me tell you something. It always takes about 3 games for Spoelstra to understand what his roster is, and then he can get that situated for the next game. So I think in game 3, we definitely saw a way better showing. With that, with Kevin Love and Cody Zeller, especially with Cody Zeller coming off the bench. I know he only had 5 points, but still, that rundown block he had on Joel Embiid was something that we definitely have been missing, and it kind of does alter the game when you look like that. And I guess you could say an intimidation factor. But just going through the numbers, we definitely won that game 101 to 99. Just speaking from the 76ers side, they did have Embiid going off for 27, 12 rebounds, and 2. He had a double-double. Harden went for 20, 12, and 6. He had another double-double. And Maxey, oh, man, I'm surprised that he fouled out because if he didn't, it would have been a different game. But he had 23, 2, and 1, getting hot later on in the game around the third quarter. But, you know, the good thing about it is that the three-point shooting has gotten a little bit better from the last 2 games. As we saw, we only took 27 shots, but we made 15 of them, shooting at a clip of 40. And compared to Philadelphia, that shot 10 for 22 at a 35% clip. To see the thing what happens with the three-point percentages is that we don't need to be taking no 30 to 43 points. And I know a lot of other teams take around that. But I think we're a team that needs to utilize our good shots, and we do have enough guys to spread out the floor and hit the 3. So we need to make sure that we are getting the points in the paint, and we having been jamming Bimmy. That is hilarious. Well, we have Jimmy and Bam going ahead and, driving to the lane and passing it on. That's exactly what we saw. Vincent, man, he had a game with 14, 1, and 3. Also, Kevin Love, he had a solid game with 8, 5, and 2. And I think those 5 rebounds say a lot. That's something that we've been missing. We don't have anybody like Tyler Hero getting 7 to 9 rebounds. And his numbers was 8, 3, and 2. I know he didn't have the game that he wanted, but he just came off of a 33-point game. That showed that he is still worth the money. So a lot of times when he Twitter's talking about getting rid of him, well, I'm just asking them who they want as a back to come in and fill his spot, because we really don't have anybody. And I don't think there's anybody that can fill his spot as a 3-level scorer right now. Like, he's gotten really good at the pick and roll game and driving it to the basket. We can also look at Strus 13, 0, and 1. As long as his shooting is efficient, I'm okay. Oladipo 11, 2, and 2, and then Cody Zeller with the 5, 0 rebounds, but the 1 assist. And I think what happens is we're wondering who the Heat are going to sign next, because you already know they're going to sign one of these guys that are coming off the bench just to keep that bench rotation. I think the main guy you're going to have is Gabe Vincent. We can see it, what happens when we're down a guard. Like, it is not good for us. And that brings me to my next point. Kyle Lowry should be making his return soon. He was shown in Philadelphia, and I think we might see him for tonight's game and Wednesday. But we're doing a lot better. The defense is definitely keeping its rating up. We are number 4th in defensive efficiency and 4th in steals right now. We had 10 steals and 12 turnovers last night. So it does look really good for us when it comes to the defensive side. Just putting out some numbers there. But, you know, moving forward, we do play the 76ers tonight. I think, it's over here in Miami. So we're going to see how that goes. I know that Doc Rivers is not going to come out, slouching again like he did last game. I think they are going to take a lead on us, and it's going to be a late game situation for us to come back. But listen, the Doc Rivers syndrome is real. If anybody understands that, if you look over to our sister or our cousin team over in Orlando, they could have had a ring right now if Doc Rivers would have definitely kept Ray Frost in the starting lineup instead of Jameer Nelson. I think that was a bad thing. And then also we saw him having prime Ben Simmons. I don't think we're ever going to see that again. And then he also had Jimmy Butler and he had Joel Embiid. And I think it's a travesty what the 76ers have done by getting rid of Jimmy Butler and putting more faith in Tobias Harris, because as we can see right now, Jimmy in the playoff time is a different guy, and that's what we're looking forward to. So we're right now, it's number 7th in the East. I think we're about 3 games behind the Knicks. The Knicks are looking pretty good. They did have a win over the Celtics, but the main thing to look at is the Hawks that are beneath us that do have a 2.5 game behind us. And I think they are, I guess you can say, that line between the good teams and the bad teams in the Eastern Conference. I mean, the Heat are at the bottom tier of that just because of defensive efficiency. You can definitely call them a good team, quotes on quotes. But then when you look at the Hawks, it's just a lot of questions. They did get rid of Nate McMillan and brought on Dan Snyder. And we don't know how that's going to go. I mean, he had his time in Utah, and he did have a team in Utah, but it's not like he went that far. So we'll see what he does with DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. So we do have the 76ers tonight. Please definitely watch that game. It's going to be a good one. We might have to split this one because I don't think the 76ers are trying to work on, keeping a streak of losing these series games towards the late half of the season, where they need to start building upon wins and some good wins. So it's going to be a tough battle down here. And definitely tune in for that. But just want to thank you guys for tuning into the Heat and 5 reviews and recaps. Again, brought to you by HoopSpaces that you can find on Amazon app. And if you really want to hear my main man Chris slander some people, definitely check him out on Twitter at HoopSpaces. But you can definitely catch us on Amazon amp. I'm usually speaking between 10 a.m. And 12 to 1. So definitely check us out. But again, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you after the game tonight. Peace. Go Heat. Jimmy.